My name is Tony Jamous. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Nexmo. And at Nexmo, what we do is we provide cloud APIs for enterprise and developers to build two-way communication services with any phone number in the world. For instance, a lot of our customers use us for user authentication, user acquisition, fraud alerts, but also building IVR systems in the cloud. We work in various segments. The first one is the OTT messaging space. A lot of these applications like WeChat in China, like Line in Korea and Japan, and Viber and Snapchat, they use us for user acquisition and user verification. Also in the fraud and the payment space, companies like Alibaba with their Alipay, they use us for their global authentication and fraud alert system. And also in the e-commerce, companies like Airbnb, they use us to connect host and guest across geographies and across platforms using our APIs. Yeah, so the Internet of Things actually is very natural to us because we enable communication between an application and a device, right? And we see that a lot of applications have been built already on top of our APIs in the cloud to enable that communication. For instance, we have a company called EcoStarter that enable people, their customers, to control the temperature in their house using our APIs. We also have companies, actually last weekend at the hackathon of TechCrunch in London, a company that won notify you when your laptop got stolen, right? So all this device to people communication, which is a subset of IoT, is built on, some of it is built on our platform. We also believe that the IoT, as we look forward, is going to have similar challenges to the existing communication infrastructure today, the PSTN, the wireless. You're going to have fragmentation of networks. You know, we see it already where you have IoT-specific networks like low bandwidth, low consumption, but also you have the PSTN and the wireless network that can also be used in certain cases, like in connected cars or in the Kindle, to play the role of an IoT network. So this fragmentation of networks is even bigger than in our business, which is connecting enterprise to carriers across the globe. The other problem is the fragmentation of devices. In our business today, we connect application to phones. Most of the time, it's a phone number and a mobile device. But tomorrow, you're going to have 20 devices, and there's an identity and a security challenge as well that's going to be part of that enabling this IoT communication stack to be built. So we believe our role is going to be as well to abstract this fragmentation of networks and devices in the IoT space as we did in the current communication infrastructure. So it's a federation role in the industry where we're going to federate networks and devices, and you need APIs to access either for communication between a device and a machine, or a device or a person, but also the data layer on top is going to be very valuable for enterprises to use. And in our space today, I mean, the carrier network is not fit for these business critical scenarios that we enable, so we need to build algorithms in the cloud on top of the carrier network to make them work. For instance, if you're sending a one-time password and you're paying $10 to acquire this user, well, this message needs to get there in less than 10 seconds. And a standalone carrier network is not able to provide this sort of SLA. So we build algorithm on top of this mesh network, if you want to call it like that, to solve that problem for our customers and make this communication work on time and context. Cloud has enabled us to leverage this massive amount of data so we can feed in our algorithm and sustain this quality of service to our customers. So it's a layer on top of the old school legacy telcos. Real-time algorithm has been enabled by cloud technologies today. So that's kind of what we use in our business to sustain that level of quality to our customers. And that enables us to have things like adaptive algorithms, predictive algorithms, and these algorithms sit on top of all the data we're gathering in real time from all these carriers around the world. There's around 500 million data points that we gather per month today, and that enables all algorithms to work on to a minute level and optimize these networks. You can learn about our APIs by just going to our website, and all our API documentation is online. You can even sign up and get a free account to trial the API. And if you're a developer, make sure to check our lab section where you can see more APIs coming up. We're building additional APIs on top of the carrier network and leveraging more data from the carrier network that's going to be very useful in e-commerce transactions. So yeah, labs.nexmo.com. Nexmo.com is where you can get to the API keys and the documentation.